Oh my God.
So, if anyone doesn't know, this is CBS Rush Hour's Aimee Garcia singing the national anthem. I believe it was last year.
Yeah, it didn't go over well.
Shocked.
I got a lot of slack for it. Oh my God.
Aimee,
Oh my
you
God.
just off?
Yeah, I really had shorter hair then.
Just a touch off.
Poor Roseanne.
That was
And
the
you know,
only
this still
difference.
haunts her.
What was she? I mean, was she trying to?
I
She
think
must have been trying to.
poor choice.
Oh,
Okay.
oh God.
Oh God.
Just thinking I'm going to go out and be Roseanne and sing our song,
Yeah.
you know?
So she didn't really.
And watch her
cry.
reaction.
Oh my God.
Did she just spit on the?
Yeah, she grabbed her
mouth?
crotch and she spit.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, that. But you know, I know they did her reality show. Right? A friend of mine produced it. It went for one season, but she talked about the fact that really just messed her up in a way you wouldn't.
Oh, like generally she felt.
Yeah, because she got such terrible backlash that she was beloved for so long.
Right.
You know, here was this overweight woman. Kind of appealed to blue collar people, and and just kind of was owning it, who she was.
Yeah.
And she was on this nice ride, and then she went out and did this, and then, that was it. They just felt like she was mocking.
Is this your pep talk or warning sign?
I
for
know.
Aimee?
I know. I'm completely freaking out.
I know you are.
I am.
I didn't. By the way, that was
I
not the
am.
purpose. We were just trying to get a laugh. I already sung your praises because I loved you.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
Aw.
That's true.
I was gonna tell you. Nikki. Now I know you're sitting here with your publicist, who's also someone I know very well. And I was gonna tell Nikki. I was gonna tell her. Is Nikki's mic working, you guys? Do you know? You may have to activate it.
I got her on 9. If she got it on, then we're good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
In my mind, we're on a
Nikki,
spaceship.
are you
to
on?
Wonderland.
I don't know. Am I on?
Yeah, she's on. I'll
She's on, yeah,
boost
we
her
are.
up.
You're on
Yeah.
the USS Tomorrow
Yeah,
show. That's the whole idea. You get
I
it.
feel like this is
And
intergalactic.
I-
Jared, do you want me to get that
and I-
camera on her?
Oh, I would love that. Thank you.
And I can't wait till when we have you back, Nikki, because we're getting you in Aimee, we're getting you in a Star Trek costume. But I was gonna tell Aimee that she was amazing, but then I realized we'll explain why that's not the greatest thing,
You're beyond amazing.
right? But
Oh,
we know
jeez.
why you don't say, yeah.
Why you don't jinx it?
In my world, no, because I've learned this. Nikki, we were talking about firing people at the time, and yeah,
Can I get fired?
No.
no,
Okay, good.
but
Got me all nervous.
well, we'll talk about our millennials here,
Oh, right. Maria
and-
loves millennials.
and I adore them. I swim
Yeah.
in them. I think they're amazing, literally. But now you're laughing because the best way to deal with them, if you're gonna fire them, because they will tell you they'll never cop to anything. It's always
Yeah.
but and you did this and it's
They pass
counterattack.
the buck.
So you don't even go there. You know what you say to them? So I'm Les Moonves, CBS Rush Hour. I'm with you, Aimee.
Yeah, I'm a millennial.
Right? And so what I would say instead of listen, you're fired because you're not showing up on time. You're not getting the fan reaction we want. You totally blew the national anthem. Everyone hates you now. But no, what you say is, Aimee, first of all, just let me say this. Nikki's already laughing.
Yeah.
Aimee, you are amazing. The problem is that maybe the people around you, us, maybe just not quite as amazing as you.
Oh.
So I think
okay.
this is an opportunity for you to be released from this and to go be with other people who are
equally amazing.
amazing,
Wow.
Amazing.
right?
Man,
And-
I'm of the wrong generation.
And so then you go, I get it now, right? So
Yeah.
that's a great
And
technique.
so you get fired and you feel pumped up.
Well, either that or you're just going to be in an argument with them because they'll never cop to anything they did wrong anyway because
Yeah.
they always got the participation trophy. They always, again, different with you because you are first gen, right?
Yeah,
Or you
yeah.
immigrant,
No, first gen.
first generation.
Yeah, but
so it's
Spanish
different.
is my first language.
Okay,
So I'm,
so it's different. But
Yeah.
but anyway, so this doesn't really, this
Yeah.
would never apply to you.
Yeah.
But I have to be careful around your publicist when I say you're amazing, because she might pull a plug on the interview because she knows where
She knows where
with
this
me.
is going.
It's Kev speak for uh-oh.
No, there's two different amazings.
Right.
Like I can tell.
She's genuine. Right. You know what I'm being.
I know when it's amazing or when it's amazing.
Amazing. so right. Well, yeah, it is. It's amazing. That's when
Yeah,
you're in trouble.
It's
So,
like, pack your bags.
Roxy, you never want me sitting you down and saying that. And
Been
so-
there so many
No,
times.
you have never been there because I scream at you. No,
That's true.
I fight with, I'll hammer you, but I know because I believe in you and I know I want you around. The worst thing I always say to people is, if I'm not yelling at you and I'm upset and I tell you you're amazing, oh, that's when you panic because I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
But Amy, tell these brats here about
They've been great so far, by
yeah,
the way. Just
right. Yeah, they're on their best. They're on their best behavior. But tell them about how the whole singing the national anthem this Friday at the Dodgers game went down for you.
Okay, well, how this went down was Warner Brothers casually asked if I wanted to do that. Am I allowed to swear on this?
Yes, you
yes,
are.
you
You're
are.
on the Tomorrow Show.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, am I on CBS show to? I don't
No,
know.
we're out in space. We
yeah,
can do what we
yeah,
want.
Okay, cool. I like the future. So I was asked by Warner Brothers, like, does she want to do this? And my first reaction was, fuck no.
Yeah.
And then
But why were you asked?
that's
To
a very
promote
good
Rush
question.
Hour?
Yeah, to promote Rush Hour.
By the way,
and
what night is it on?
Thursday nights.
Thursday
at 10
nights.
o'clock.
I know we're 4 episodes in,
4 episodes in,
and it's based on the movie,
based on the movie.
and it's pretty kick F and ass.
Yeah, this is my kick-ass episode. On Thursday, I get to like grab some nutsack
I'm
in
excited.
a Korean spa, and I get to like kick some butt on some half-naked Asian.
Okay,
men.
so by the way, so for our people on iTunes, for our audio listeners, which is our bigger audience, just how it is, the girl who just said she's going to grab your nutsack is actually very hot as well. So I just want to throw that
yeah.
out there, which
You
is
could
kind of
say
cool.
that.
Right, Jared at 32?
I was actually writing down what time of the show she said that. So yes,
Right.
it's on everyone's mind.
Please. So you grab the nutsack this
so-
Thursday. Continue.
So just call me nutsack grabber, and
Hashtag, yep.
and I said fuck no, and then this year to me was all about no fear. Like 2016, I thought, I'm just gonna not have any fear. I'm gonna like delete that from my thing and just go for it, because I could like die very soon, which my mom hates when I say that, but I've always thought like, the end is near, which I guess is kind of morbid. But I said fuck no, and then my friend was like, what about no fear? Totally called me on my shit, and I thought, yep, you got me. I guess this terrifies me, so I will say yes. I actually just put myself on my phone, and he was like, look, record yourself. If it sucks, don't send it. If it's passable, send it. If they say no, it's like it never happened. And if they say yes, then just work on it. And you did something really cool and sang in front of 40,000 people. And that's kind of.
And you said
badass.
you also said on Maria's show, which I loved. And I'm driving in the car listening. And I go, I'm
Yeah.
falling in love with her. And then I realized, God, because you're so much like Maria. No, but
Well,
I mean
I'm in
that.
love with Maria. I
know you are.
love
I know,
her.
and I feel it. I love it.
I really do. Like, I'm not a lesbian, but I think I'm just on this side of it. And if I
It's a spectrum,
was,
yeah.
it's a spectrum,
I
like,
get it.
I
get it.
I mean, I went to high school with 800 boys and 100 girls. I was the first class of graduating girls. I feel like I'm a guy
You
trapped
do like Maria. It
in
feels
a
like
girl's
that
body.
Too. Yeah.
And
Roxy too.
But yeah, if I was, I would be all over. I would
No.
battle you for her.
Yeah, you'd win too, because I got nothing left in the tank to fight you. But anyway, back in my day, I'd
I
give you a
can-
run for your money. But no, I'd roll right over and I'd say, okay, guys, what's my severance package?
I
I'm
mean-
gone, going to live deep in the valley and be forgotten.
Well,
But I told the girls the same about you. I said, I think you guys, if you ever went lesbian, this is your girl.
yeah.
But
That's
you said
exactly what he said.
But I did. But on the interview, what I liked is you said, this is why when you talk about your friend who advised you to do the national anthem, you said this is the importance of having great friends who call you on your shit. Talk to these
yeah.
fucking brats, kids,
Yeah.
about that.
It's true. Like I always say, Spanish is my first language, and we have a saying that says, "Dime con quién andas y te diré quién eres," which means, tell me who you hang with, and I'll tell you who you are. And I think you're a reflection of your friends. And Maria was mentioning that she's a reflection of the 5 most important people in her life that she spends the most time with, and it really is true. You start talking like people. you start doing their things. You know, if I've been spending actually a lot of time with my co-star John Fu, and he's so musical, and he's been singing and playing guitar, and Jessica, my other co-star, and so every Monday we literally just do Muay Thai boxing together for 4.5 hours, and then fucking like sing. And so now I'm singing a lot more, you know, just like in the living room, and they're kind of like rubbing off on me, but I really like that people are like, you said that you wanted to do what scares the shit out of you. And they're like, does singing the national anthem. And I'm not like a professional singer. You know, I'm not like one of these people that is trying to be like an actress singer. Like, there's no Jennifer Lopez, Selena Gomez, despite the brown that's going on.
Right.
I don't want to like go make an album.
Have you sung before though, taken lessons or anything like that?
No,
There's this. Listen. I know you don't want to go down that road, but I'm going to tell you, we had someone in here that just blew me away. Sarah, Jared at 32, will you please pull up Farrah Abrams' single?
I would love to.
Teen Mom. Yeah. So do you know the Teen Mom, Farrah Abrams?
No, did she put out an album?
She put out
never sung
a
before?
single, and she never sang before. Now,
First
Nick,
she
you
put
know
out a
Farrah
porno.
Abraham. So your publicist knows.
Okay.
First
okay.
we did the porno. So this is blowing.
Of course it's blowing.
I am so excited to see
It's
where
catchy.
you're going with this one,
Right?
Kev.
It is very catchy.
Right?
But it's about blowing the bullies away.
Yeah. Not blowing penises. We
Oh.
asked clarification.
Oh, sorry. My mind went,
Yeah.
right there.
The
I
bullies.
just like watching Nikki
I mean, it's
groove out to
inspiring.
Farrah. Right?
You know?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. You ready? I'm can we pull up the karaoke version of this? Do they have it yet, you
Oh,
think?
I don't know about that.
I think
That's-
she's just making noises, Kev. Like,
Why do you gotta be haters?
But you know what, though? I, respect someone who, does shit. Like,
She
a lot
does.
of people say
Oh,
they're
she
going to do
sure
shit.
does.
And then there's other people that just, do the shit.
Right.
And this is
And
inspiring.
she went out and did it. But by the way, it's actually, come on, it's not bad.
I mean, I'm probably going to be bopping to this on the way home, thanks to you. Thanks to y'all.
That's a really good point because she said she was going to make a mold of her vagina and then she made it.
And she did it.
And then
She
she
followed
did it.
through.
You know what?
She followed through.
Courage.
Kevin bought it.
Yeah.
Yes, I did buy it.
Yeah. Well, I respect that. A woman of her word.
Yep, she lives by no fear as well.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the similarities come to play.
Me and Teen Mom.
Yeah.
But that honestly, that is a thing. Like to me, since I'm not a professional singer and I'm not on The Voice
Right.
and I'm not on American Idol and I wasn't a pussycat doll back in the day, so they're like, she has it in her. I full on am so fucking scared. But it's how can I tell other people to just confront their fear? Whatever it is, it could be some people don't want to travel somewhere. Some people are scared of cooking. They don't want to call the girl. They don't want to call that guy. Whatever it is for whoever. And I'm like, you know what? I can't tell people to not be scared and to just go for it if I don't go for it myself. It could suck. It could be wah, wah, but I'm going to do it.
I love it. No, it's amazing.
It's just going to be what it is.
Do you think that this is? Do you think that this is in your DNA, or do you think this is mom and dad? They grew up very poor. I know, Maria's parents.
Yeah.
What would you attribute this to?
You mean my no fear
This,
thing?
well, just everything. The spirit that you have. It's very, Rox, admit this is a
Oh.
unique spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So where's this come from? Because
well-
we need more of it in the world.
Oh, you're sweet. Well, my dad grew up without indoor plumbing. So for him, he's just stoked if there's a hot shower. So for him,
He's excited
he's
about
very grateful. When you're like every single person listening to this podcast, I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to just turn on the hot water and it'll work.
Yeah, if you have Wi-Fi, you probably have hot water.
Yeah, if you have Wi-Fi, you probably have hot water and you don't even think
Right.
about it.
No.
But a lot of people don't have hot water. Not only do they not have hot water, they have to go out. And I know it's totally unrelatable to a lot of people who live in
Yeah,
this
but
country
that's the
because we have it really
yeah,
easy.
I know, but that's the
But
problem.
I think I saw my parents literally come from nothing. They came to this country, they worked their butts off, and now they're really successful, and they made me work really hard, and I just saw them work so hard my whole life that I think
What do they do for work now?
my mom's an orthodontist, and my dad, it's funny, my dad's actually a huge Star Trek fan, so he would flip right now if he knew I was here.
Are they in LA or are they?
They're in Chicago.
Chicago.
And my dad's an architect.
So they're a great story.
Yeah, and they're the first in their family to go to college.
Wow.
Grew up super poor. My mom's from
That's
Mexico.
why. See, I think that's why you're Maria 2.0. because Maria's parents came over here, didn't speak the language. They didn't have pretty much didn't have much family over here. And it was a struggle. And then the father had type 1 diabetes. So they were janitors, and then Maria was a janitor with them. But I feel like, had cost to spend an orthodontist or, whatever, like we would.
And you know what the other thing is too? Here's the
You'd
other
be
thing,
Maria.
especially for
Or
girls.
Maria be you.
So like I'm half Mexican, half Puerto Rican, and when I would go to Mexico, a lot of my like female cousins, they get sent to Spain to like marry some rich dude, and my male cousins come to the U.S. to go to school, and I'm like, that's fucked up.
That's so messed
And I'm
up.
like,
I
why? And
know.
they're like, because we're girls.
That's
And I'm
messed
like,
up.
well, I know, but it's 2014, like, or this was like a couple years ago, and so I feel like little things like that, where like as a girl here, you're like, yeah, of course I can like have a cool job, and I can start a business, and I can start a blog, and you can like do whatever, but not everyone has like our rules, you know what I mean? So I just feel like freedom is really important, and traveling, I think, really helps too. Like I've been to Cuba,
Yeah, but
I've been to China.
but the spirit that drives you to travel, that's what I'm trying to get at. I think it was, I
Yeah.
think it's, having parents like that who do appreciate hot water. Maria's parents, same thing. They'll like
Yeah.
pull over to look at a flower
Yeah.
and smell it. No, I'm
Aw,
not
that's
kidding.
sweet.
Or a special plant.
Yeah.
And or a sunrise. But I noticed it with Maria too. It's always about look at the stars tonight, look at the sunrise, all those
Yeah.
different things. And
Well, you know what I think too? I think especially in LA and in the US, it's like, I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll be happy
Oh,
when I
yeah.
sell my company.
Yeah.
I'll be happy when I get the girl. I'll be happy. It's like, and I've realized, like, we're an intergalactic lighting cool space. We're on the Tomorrow Show. Like it's
about
now.
the moment. You're
it's
right.
about
and,
like
and
now,
appreciating
and
the
I feel
journey.
like
The journey's fun. Like
yeah.
even-
And I know it sounds so cheesy,
No,
but
no.
it really
when we were
it's true.
when I was in the carny business, we would call ourselves pirates.
Yeah.
We're like, well, we're pirates, and that job was brutal. It was like 20-hour work days, 7 days a week for like 6 months straight, and you were working with like junkies and cons but I did it so I could have 6 months in LA to take my savings and try to make it out here, but that we hate it. Was the best of times, it was the worst of times for us because the work was hard, but we loved the journey. Was we made fun, we laughed. It was, I don't know, it's and I'm with you on that. Everyone is about that reward, and they think, and once I get that, then I'll be happy. It's like, no,
because then nothing's ever good enough, you know what I mean?
No.
So I don't know. I don't know how people do it now. Like I mean, especially like Instagram, like you can't like for me, you could like kind of fuck up and like no one would know, like if you had like one of
Right.
those nights, like
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
not anymore.
And now, I mean, I was like listening to something and they're like, yeah, if you're like 16 years old, they could like untag you in a photo, and that's such a diss, and like they don't even have to like look you in the face, and they can almost just like, and I was it's like a whole other thing.
So we have Katie Campbell here who, she's like I think she might be the youngest here. And when Russell Simmons was in, he was pontificating pretty strongly about being a vegan.
Yeah.
And later on the next show, she said, I felt as though I was being attacked.
Oh,
and
as a
then,
millennial?
And then as a millennial, I learned all about bullying.
Right.
And by the way, you think I would have learned from Farrah's song "Blowin'," but from
Yeah.
Katie. So it's like, Katie, when I hear that, Katie, I don't know if you're in there. What are your thoughts? Good.
About the Instagram stuff? when
Yeah,
you're
like if
untagged?
anyone untagged you, I think that's almost a form of bullying. And then Roxy, explain to Amy what's worse than a bully.
What's by far and away worse than a bully is a bystander, because they don't even have an opinion. They don't even fight for anything. So at least bullies are fighting for something.
So right now I'm just going to
I see
say
that.
you brought up the issue of being unfollowed. What is it? Being
Or like like everyone's tagged except for you.
Okay,
So it's like you were there,
I
but
being the now new responsible adult, understood that that's bullying, and that maybe Katie felt bullied by just hearing that. And there's just Nikki, your publicist, sitting there like it's nothing. Bystander.
yeah, no.
We threw
opinion.
there used to be two people at that bar. Legit, there was a guy, Ian Kaiser, who was at the bar,
There were two chairs. Mhm.
and he was the bystander.
We
While
threw him
poor
out.
Katie felt she was being attacked, threw him out.
Now he's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
loser in a
Has-
chat room.
He just visits the chat room. Legit,
Yeah,
he's
he's
been off.
missing out.
How many shows? 2 shows we have him.
We bullied him for being a bystander.
And he just didn't
So
respond.
just
what
so
you
you
have to
know,
do.
Amy, we're about teaching lessons
Yeah.
here. So now you know,
Yeah, no, I've learned a lot.
right?
That makes it okay. Not to be the biggest millennial in the room right now, but it
No,
makes
please
sense.
indulge me.
It makes sense that somebody would feel bullied by somebody not tagging them, and I'll
I
tell
agree
you
with
why.
that. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
because
yeah.
I think that somebody would do that to try to bully somebody, which is ridiculous and silly. But when somebody isn't tagging you, if it's not another millennial, maybe they just forgot. But if it is another millennial, chances are they were like, screw this person, I'm not going to tag them, which is a form of Katie Campbell bullying. Sorry, Pantene Katie.
By the way, I'd like to take away all their hot water and then see what their perspective is on bullying and what their perspective is on happiness, because I believe that.
Very good point, Kevin.
You know,
I
feel
really
like
don't think I like millennials.
I love them. I'm surrounded by them.
I mean, I like you guys. I have no,
Can
you
I
know.
listen? The truth of the matter is, for me, and I pick on them the hardest because I want them to win.
You know, I
And they
think
need
there's
someone to be
actually
tough with them.
pressure because they have no excuse. Like back in the day, you're like, well, I can't reach that person. I can't contact that person.
Right.
But now you literally can put something on YouTube. It goes viral. You get your own show on the CW. Like my
Right.
crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
That girl just became like an internet sensation.
Right.
And she is now headlining her own show on the CW and just won the Golden Globe for like
Problem
best
is,
actress.
we
So
talked
there's like no excuse.
There is no excuse, but then at the same time, we were talking about this earlier with Lauren in the booth, that you know, for every one of
Oh yeah.
unfortunately, the millennials look to that and say, okay, I'm not going to get a job. I'm not going to work hard behind the scenes. I'm not going to do all the training that needs to be done because I'm just going to spend all my time putting up YouTube videos because my crazy ex-girlfriend, I'm going to pin my
Right.
story to hers. And that's the problem. I call it the lottery ticket mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Well, here-
instead of working hard to
Yeah.
earn your fortune, you're just going to scratch lottery tickets
Well,
because
here's-
someone did and won 300 million,
Exactly.
and everyone heard about it.
I mean, my one concern is like I'm all about space. Like I hope that in my lifetime, even though I'm terrified of flying, I do think it would be super cool to like go to a bar at the moon, have a cocktail, and then have Earth just chilling outside the window, and you're
Okay.
just like toasting to Earth.
I like
think that'd
that.
be
So
awesome.
what's the problem
But
with
here's my
that?
Do it
concern.
right now.
My
Let-
concern. I know I have a friend. He owns a bunch of bars. He's like, I just want to be the first, and he has the top bars, but he's like, I just want to be the first. See, there you go. He's like, I want to have the first bar on the moon. So my whole thing is, okay, in order to be an astronaut, you have to like be really good at math. You probably have to be good at physics. You have to have patience. And when you ask, you know, like 14-year-olds, what's your favorite channel? It's not like ABC Family or Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel. It's YouTube.
Right.
And most videos on YouTube are really short. So my whole thing is, like, who do we have the future astronauts who are going to have the patience to like read shit and like learn boring stuff
really
like
scary.
math?
Yeah, no,
Because I want to
no.
be there. I want to be this dude sipping on like
Okay,
a
but
Corona.
that's a different spirit, though. We can't compare you to them. I get that. By the way, Lady Gaga wants to be the first person to sing in space.
I know my
So I
friend's
like that.
dating her.
And from Chicago Hope.
Yeah, we did a trauma together for a year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a one season wonder, that one.
She said he picked her. The reason he was able to pick her up is because he had the confidence of a lesbian.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Does that mean anything to either of you guys?
Yeah,
What is the confidence of a lesbian?
100%.
1,000%.
Tell me, what is the confidence of a lesbian?
It's like
for a guy.
For a guy, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You can interpret it, but I see it as like if you have the confidence of a lesbian as a guy, it means that you know what a girl wants and you're not overly aggressive, but you're just the perfect balance of like, I'm cool and I know what you want and I'm going to give it to you, and that's hot. And it just is what it is.
And do you still keep in touch with him?
Yeah.
Has his life just changed? I mean, like it's hard when you're dating someone like that.
I will say I was in San Francisco for something with him, and I'm gonna just call her Steph because it's weird to call her Lady Gaga.
Gotcha, of course.
So Steph, who is so lovely, is like, hey, do you want to fly back with us on our plane? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And I hate flying. I'm so terrified of flying.
No fear.
I know, No Fear. This was pre No Fear.
Okay.
No Fear is 2016. This is probably like 2014. And so I'm in the plane, and I'm with Steph and Taylor, and I think it was just me and the stewardess and the pilot. And the whole time I'm thinking, this plane's gonna go down. This plane's gonna go down because Lady Gaga's on this plane.
Because it would be a great story. Yes.
And you always hear
oh,
about
no,
those
you'd
planes
be,
going.
You'd be Richie You'd be the Big Bopper. No, she'd be the
Well,
big.
that's the thing. And
this
it'd be
means
like,
nothing to
I
you
mean,
guys, right?
I don't
No,
even.
I get it. The person on the plane that isn't Lady Gaga when the plane goes
no,
down.
but you don't know. Like it was the plane that went down was Richie Valens.
Yeah.
La, la,
Yeah.
la, bamba, and then Buddy Holly.
Yeah, the body. I think of it.
And the
Buddy
Big
Holly.
Bopper was the third.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You're the
It's-
Big Bopper.
Well,
no.
all I could think of, and my friends were like, "Well, didn't you enjoy it, like, on a private plane with Lady Gaga?" And I said, the whole time I was on the plane, I was thinking, "Oh my God, this is gonna go down, and it's gonna say, Lady Gaga, I feel bad even saying it, but it would be like Lady Gaga plane crash, and then in small letters, also on board."
Yeah, you'd be the asterisk.
Taylor and Aimee Garcia spelled wrong, AMY,
Right.
Yeah.
But I will say, one thing that was so cool, and I always tell this story because I think it really represents like who she is. Like when people are like, "Is she cool?" I'm like, she is beyond cool. And I remember specifically there was like the cover of Rolling Stone on this plane. It was like when she was naked with like meat over her, and she said, "You have something that I don't have," and I'm like, holy shitballs. I'm like, basically the Madonna of today is telling me that I have something that, what is it? And everyone's like, well, what was it? And she said, you're the emergence of an artist. She's like, once you arrive somewhere, you either have to stay there or revamp yourself.
Conquest is easy. Control
Yeah.
is not.
But she's like,
Star Trek quote.
Well, she was like, you could be anything you want to be. And I was like,
And
that's such a cool thing to say. And she has such perspective and is so grounded for being such a major global icon that I love her. I mean, I know I'm probably biased because she's
No, I felt the
very
same way
good
about
to,
her. She I think she won.
She's the real deal.
She won a lot of people over on Howard. Like for guys that wouldn't know her,
Yeah.
You kind of that showed me who she was.
Are there people that don't know her?
Don't know her beyond just listening to her music. I mean,
Yeah.
who really want to get to know her personally.
Yeah.
But his life's probably changed a ton now.
I'm sure. I mean, he still rides his motorcycles and surfs, and that's what she loves about him.
You gotta.
He's family, adores his mom. They're both perfect for each other.
It's funny because
I'm very excited for
Britney
them.
Spears' boyfriend. I was at a party with him a couple of I think a month or two ago, and ex-boyfriend, and you could just see chewed up and spit up by the experience. You could just tell.
Which Kevin?
What's that?
Kevin?
No,
Which
not
ex-boy-
K-Fed. No,
Oh.
Yeah.
no, not K-Fed. K-Fed is sadly I feel like that's how I end up someday. But
No.
Yeah.
K-Un. That's how I'm gonna be someday.
No.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's all right. Whatever. It's
Yeah.
you had a good run.
I know
That's
it
how you
can't be
look at
easy. I do remember Ryan Gosling asking me out once, and I said no because I was dating someone at the time. But I do remember being like, God, what would that be like? And I wasn't too excited about it.
Why not?
I feel like, first of all, he asks everyone out, I think. I think he's a great actor, and I think he's super hot, and I think his body is sick. She said as she totally blushes, but, I don't know. I don't know if I could date someone who, is, gone to Australia for 6 months, and I think it takes someone really patient to date. Like, every girl or every guy wants to date, someone artistic. Like, any guy's like, oh, my God, a babe who sings, panty dropper. Like, that's awesome. I dig it. But they don't like when she's, stuck in her cave writing music, or when, the Crazy Hot Matrix. That's, my favorite thing. Do you guys know about the Crazy Hot Matrix?
No.
Oh, my God.
Please.
Okay, so there's this. You guys have to look it up on YouTube. It's one of my favorite. It's my
Pull it
favorite
up,
video
guys.
of all time. It's called the Hot Crazy Matrix. So it basically breaks down girls on a vertical and horizontal grid. So one grid is the hot matrix, and the other one is the crazy. So they're the guy basically looks like Steve Carell in The Office, and he's dead serious, and he's like, I'm gonna explain to you every tactical response. He's like, every girl is at least a 4 crazy. Okay, so we're gonna start
All
there.
women.
All women.
Okay.
He's like, now if a girl is under an 8 crazy and over a 4 hot, you want to date her. If she's over an 8 crazy and under a 5 crazy, that's marriage material. He's like, now, if
You mean over 8 hot, under 5
under 5
crazy. Copy.
And they're like, okay, so if you're dating someone who is over an 8 hot and under a 4 crazy, he's like, that's a unicorn. That just doesn't exist. He said, now, if you find someone who's a 10 hot and under a 2 crazy, that's a dude. Like, you're dating a dude. And then he's like, and the girls one is really easy. It's just the cute axis and the rich axis. So if you're super rich, this axis irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Like,
Wow.
it's hilarious. So like, I really, I mean, it's kind of a long video, but you guys, he does not break.
I love the
at all.
breakdown.
He literally breaks it down. I mean, you guys should at least watch.
Do
We
you
should watch
agree
at
with
least
it?
a little.
I
mean,
feel like,
I think,
so you dude, would you say? Because
I
I
would
feel like we're
say-
over, I'll say over 8 hot, but then can you tell,
Definitely
would
over
you
8
say
hot.
under 2 crazy?
I mean,
'Cause
I
I'm
would
starting
like
to
to think that I'm
yes.
under a 2 crazy, which would make, according to this theory, I would be a dude.
A dude.
But I don't have a
man.
junk, so I'm clearly not a dude. But I have, in my formative years, hung out with a bunch of dudes. Like, to this day,
No, you
if
are
I see
very-
a girl, I will give her elevator eyes and just look her up and down and, like,
Nice.
check out her ass. Like, it's just like monkey. You just emulate behavior. You know, like your reflection of your
Right.
crew.
What makes you under a 2 crazy then? Like, you've never done any crazy things. Never to a boyfriend. Never to your family.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I want to think I'm under a 2 crazy, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm a 4 crazy. Maybe I'm like the bare minimum crazy. Like, no crazy girl thinks they're crazy.
No, I definitely know I'm crazy. 100%.
I mean, I don't know.
No, I
don't-
got 3 crazies here.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I got,
But
and then
maybe
one,
that-
and there's
and
one
you're-
upstairs too. Don't worry.
And you're super hot.
But
you
that
know?
could make me less crazy because I know I'm crazy. Maybe you're more crazy because you don't know you're crazy.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I don't think I've never like pulled a knife on someone. I've never like punched a guy out.
Is that
I'm,
what
I mean,
makes
I don't know.
somebody
Like,
crazy?
like, what would you
Yeah.
define? Like, what would we define crazy girl?
Like going through the text messages puts you at a 1. So if you're somebody who goes through the guy's text messages,
No.
I'm going to say that you are at a 1.
No.
Jared says it should be higher than a 1.
Yeah, if you're going
for
through
that.
text messages, automatic 5.
No, I know.
No,
you're-
not a 5.
I
Jared,
think to
please,
me,
let's
though,
be
I think
realistic.
the girls that that get completely unreasonable.
Yeah.
Something drives them to that point where they are completely unreasonable, where they get
Yeah.
hysterical, and you can't. There's nothing you're gonna say. You cannot get the.
They just see red.
You can't pick the needle up off the record. You know what I mean? And that to me
Yeah.
is that's where you see the crazy. And then some women do it more than others, and then the greats, the very few that I've met, don't. They can keep it, but.
How's Maria on the crazy
Who,
scale?
Karen?
I don't think.
So you know she's Karen. We call her Karen because the movie Goodfellas.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's my sometimes when I really. So when she's Karen, no, she's crazy. She's crazy.
But that's okay
No.
because she's a 10 on the
Yes.
hot. So
10 on the hot.
she
10
can
on the
be
hot.
a 4 on the crazy
Yeah,
then,
no,
right?
Yeah.
and then-
that's marriage material. If you
Right.
look at the tactical response graph, that's marriage
She's
material.
marriage material.
So you did well, my friend.
Because please,
Yeah.
we say all the time, throw me a
Round of
life.
applause, please.
This is awesome.
That's right.
This is awesome.
This
is awesome.
Right, that's our WWE. That's our
a good
wrestling
one.
salute. Tomorrow show wrestling salute. Whatever. No, I'm way over my head with Maria. I admit that all the time. But I
Yeah.
will say, no, she gets when she does get upset. It's tough. It's tough
Yeah.
to bring her down and reason with her. However, she's also an unbelievable leader, and in crisis, where I've seen her just step right up and be okay. Like, listen, this is what we have to do, and so no, I wouldn't have her in the total crazy. But I will say sometimes, Roxy, I call it PGS, pretty girl syndrome, and I don't feel like you suffer from that from my initial dealings with you. But pretty girl syndrome is when you are pretty, whether you're Maria or Roxy or Lauren or Pantene Katie. You get a free pass on a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
So where you don't get your hand
But
slapped.
I didn't grow up like I would ask my mom when I was 13. I'm like, Mom, am I pretty? And she would be like, You are beautiful from the inside. And I'm like, from the inside? I'm like, what about the outside, Mom? I'm like,
Catholics,
13
right?
years old. Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
I never, like, I went to an all-boys school. Like, we were treated like one of the dudes.
Did you wear makeup? Did you do your
Never,
hair?
never. I was like, you're just one of the boys. And at some point, I was like, oh, I'm just one. Like, they would talk about girls in the room as if you were just one of the, and to the point where a lot of my college buddies moved out here, and they'd be like, dude, your friend Amy's hot. And they're like, Amy. I don't know who you're talking about. And they're like, your friend Amy. And they were just
Nothing.
Yeah.
like nothing. So I never, like, I'm kind of glad I wasn't like a head turn. Like, I mean, I guess, any girl you put on some makeup, it's like fine. But I feel like I never, my mom, like literally when I was little, my mom had a friend who was an agent, was like, you got to get her into commercials. And my mom was like, but she's not that cute. And then they needed
Catholics.
a dancer. And
Catholics.
she's like, what a personality. She has so charming, but not so cute. But then they needed a dancer, and she's like, that she can do. So I always, like, in my brain, I was like, I'm not that cute, but I'm good personality.
Right. And a good
Is that your
dancer.
Tinder profile? Not that cute. Great personality.
Great laugh too.
Yeah, so maybe it's that,
Okay.
you know.
Backing up, let's talk about what brought you out to LA. You must have done the whole theater thing in high school, right? All that stuff. And then did you go to college?
Yeah, I triple majored in economics, journalism. Economics, journalism, and French at Northwestern.
I
No-
don't know.
Wait. How did you not? Sorry, Roxy. How did
No,
you
you're
not
okay.
do? How do we go from that to acting?
Well, I did acting as a kid. I'm from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And I did acting as a kid, and then I did a bunch of theater in high school, and then I actually did a bunch of commercials with Michael Jordan back in the day, like McDonald's commercials, like as a little kid. And I remember chilling with MJ for like 7.5 hours, and for the last like 2 hours, it was just silence.
Do you remember the experience? With
I
him?
remember the experience, and I remember sitting with him in silence, thinking, "Oh my God, I'm sitting here." And
Right.
in Chicago, I mean, Michael Jordan was king.
in the world.
In the
No,
world,
in China.
especially. This was when he was like on fire. That's the commercial.
Stop it.
I swear.
Oh my
Jared
God.
at 32. Good work.
And
There's
so there's
Michael.
MJ.
There's a white boy.
Here I am.
Look at
Chowing
you.
down on fries.
Oh, you were so cute. Oh, your mom
Yeah.
was mean. She
Okay.
bullied
No.
you.
Wait. Where's the Jew? Rox, where's the Jew? There's always a Jewish kid.
Well,
they-
she could. That blonde white girl could have
Yeah.
been.
Because
She
they're the
had
ones
curly
with the
enough hair.
confidence to do this.
Yeah. Then
You don't usually go to Catholics, but they
Yeah, the-
probably needed a minority. That's why you got
Yeah. So there I am.
Food, folks.
What were you
fun.
guys saying in the commercial?
There was a lot of improv going
Oh.
on. This literally took 7.5 hours to shoot, and I specifically remember chilling next to MJ for 2 hours just in silence, just a,
He didn't-
10-year-old
He didn't talk to you at
Mexican Puerto Rican girl. No, we talked we all talked him for so long, but after 4.5 hours of talking to this dude, like, what more could you ask him?
all. Right.
So we were just sitting there in silence, and I thought, I'm always gonna remember this moment, just chilling in
See,
silence.
from the
with
beginning, you got it.
Michael
Like,
Jordan.
I feel like Bradley Roxy would have been there and been like, it would have been like, when's the next commercial?
No, there just would have been no silence. I would have been ba 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 ba.
Yeah, just
So okay,
just
so
two
then
dudes chilling.
there you are. You were adorable.
Oh my
I got
God.
the Marietta bangs going,
Having a nice French
side
fry.
ponytail.
So what happens after college that makes you go? I'm gonna go be an
Kevin,
actress.
after college, she was a triple major. What the fuck is how did you get 3 majors?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. What is
No,
that?
I know.
She's like, I'm a millennial. What?
No, well,
I don't
she
understand.
was like
Barely
a-
do one.
But Roxy, you were a 4 or something, right? You were 4.0.
Yeah,
while
but
drunk and high. Tell me
Yeah.
how that works.
Yeah.
but I was an
But
acting
can we
major.
get? Listen, but can we get? I know, but I want to get to showbiz.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
all right.
well,
Right. So
it's
what
funny.
makes that
So
transition?
I did a bunch of shows, like musical, I did like a chorus line. That I guess I did sing for a hot second in school, and then I did a bunch of plays. But I was still an econ majors. But I would just try out, and I'm sure everyone was like, "Who is this bitch?"
You weren't
was like
in with
an-
the crew?
Well, no. I mean, I had like my own group of friends outside of, but then you become friends with people you do plays with and stuff. So what I actually loved about Northwestern was I hung out with my like econ geeks,
Right.
and then I would go and do like you know, I would do like journalism, which was like a whole other group of geeks, and then like my theater artsy fartsy friends.
Did you like Revenge of the Nerds, the movie?
I mean, I like all like
Okay.
yeah.
Wrong person to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm.
The kids weren't feeling the movie, the millennials.
Oh, really?
Bullying came up, things,
Yeah.
whatever. But in
Rape,
a
just
way,
shit
in a
like
way,
that.
again, they took up for the jocks, if you can believe it. I'm like stunned.
Oh.
Let's forget it.
Yeah, I
Let's
mean-
keep going with your story. So then, you're doing that, and then what made you just say, okay, well, I'm gonna move to LA?
So then when I graduated college, I moved and I did, I worked in New York as an investment survey analyst. It was like it's snoozer. It's even boring to say.
Yeah.
I know. It
I was
so
gonna
boring.
ask what that was,
It's
but then
so
I
boring. You don't even,
Yeah.
it's just like, it was so boring. But I lived in a closet. It wasn't even a room because I had no money after school because I used it all to pay for school. And I'll never forget, my room was this big. I don't know if I'm on camera right now, but so this was too big for my room. My room was this big because I remember this arm could only go here.
Oh my God.
And this arm was there, and like I slept out of there, and I never let my mom come
That's about
see it
4
because she
feet
would
wide.
flip. Yeah, it's about 4 feet wide, but I was happy as a lark. I was worked my 9 to 5. You figure out how to do New York on the cheap. You know, you eat a lot of street food. You volunteer to ushers. You see plays for free. Like you just figure it out. Like New York's great if you're broke or a billionaire. I always say.
If you're you,
Or if
though.
you're a
Or
billionaire.
if you're you.
Yeah.
Because see,
well,
that spirit is something.
Yeah.
And so then where?
Yeah.
How do we?
So then after that, I was like, you know what? I actually saw Jessica Alba. I think I was watching like Dark Angel or something. Like, and I thought, she's so cool. She's so badass. She kind of looks like me. Fuck it. I'm just going to do what paid for school because that's what paid for my tuition was acting. And then once tuition was over, I'm like, I guess I
The
don't have to
commercials,
act
you
anymore.
mean?
Yeah, commercials and
Okay.
and then I just like wrote a letter to everyone. See, this is where I like you know, I moved here and I was like, hey, feisty Mexican just landed in LA. Feel free to call this number. Like, what was I thinking? But 2 days later, I get a call from this woman. She's like, hi, I'm the head of casting at Universal.
Stop. Where did you list this? On
I
Craigslist?
sent-
Where did you?
I went to this store called Samuel French to get
Yes.
to
Yes.
get like a directory of casting directors.
Okay.
And I just literally hand wrote I like hand like wrote like, hey, just landed in town, available for work. I mean, sometimes ignorance is best.
to
How
the
many-
casting directors.
To
you wrote.
casting
But how
directors.
many of these did you send out?
A ton. Like a ton.
What's
like
a ton?
like 50.
Okay.
You know, 50 to 80, I would say.
Handwritten,
Well, I guess no. I guess it was. I guess I typed
but-
it up on the computer.
but personal, not a form
personal.
letter.
No, all personal.
See, 50 personal
So
letters. That's
50
a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
Even for a millennial.
Yeah, and then 2 days later, I got this call, and she's like, "I'm casting this movie with Jennifer Aniston. Do you want to come in?" And so I went in, and I got the job. And like a week after landing in LA, I'm literally holding a magazine with Jennifer Aniston on the cover. And I go into the trailer, and she's like, "I'm Jennifer," and I'm like, "I know, bitch. I know who you be," you know. And then there I was in this little movie with John C. Reilly and
In 1 week.
Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, like a couple weeks. I got really lucky. But you know, and then one thing. But I've had my ups and downs. I mean, I've been heartbroken. I literally had someone write a role for me on The Walking Dead, and I didn't get it. And I was crushed.
happens.
I was so
Or
crushed.
as
I
a
love
as
The
a
Walking
regular.
Yeah, I was crushed. But
But
it's
I
like
try-
so I've had it on The Strain.
And
with
now it's on the
Guillermo
show,
del
though?
Toro. Now it's on the show. And then Guillermo del Toro, they're like, "You just look so young." I literally was like, it was down to me and the girl who got it. It was all based on the comic books. I read them all.
Wait, were
I
you
like-
gonna be the Latino
The
girl?
doctor, yeah,
No,
no.
no, I'm going back to Walking Dead. Were you gonna be the Latino?
Yeah.
Rosita.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christian's great, you know, but I was just like so crushed. You know what I mean? So I've had my ups and downs, but then it's like for everything you don't get, you get to be on a cool show like Dexter and work with like Michael C. Hall. So I feel like there's ups and there's downs. It's just the law of averages. So, you know how I don't know what that song is like, if you're walking through hell, just keep walking. And so that's what I'm saying. Like you can't like you celebrate the highs and you just like the lows. Like I feel like I'm like a professional athlete. You know what I mean? Like if you're a baseball player and you're in the Hall of Fame, you have like a .3, you know, batting average. It means that most of the time you don't make contact with the ball, but yet you're considered a professional and you're considered really good. So I probably fail 70% of the time, and I'm a professional at what I do. So like it's cool. It's okay to like fail. It's just not okay to like
think
not
that-
try and be a
it's a-
pussy.
But it's a great philosophy for I think any profession,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I love like RoboCop. Like I was geeking out. I was in between Gary Oldman and Michael Keaton for 4.5 months, and I'm thinking, oh my God, and I'm in between Batman and the Commissioner.
Yeah, you are kind of winning.
I was like a 14-year-old boy, like getting inside, being like, just
So
Be
we're doing
chill.
Rush Hour.
Be
We have
chill.
now we have a network show, which is great.
yeah.
You lining up anything in the off season, the summers? Are you doing that whole thing?
I am. I'm doing Family Guy, which is
Excellent.
always
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Which is fun.
And then I produced this movie that we shot. That's kind of this psychological thriller. That's really kind of
You
crazy.
produced
I produced. I did my first lesbian role.
in that movie.
No, this is something else. Another movie with Jackie Weaver and Alfred Molina
I love Alfred
and
Molina.
Kathy Baker. So it's total like Oscar winner kind of
Really?
little
And
indie.
what's that one called?
That one's called Sister Cities, based on a play.
All right.
So that was really
And what about
fun.
the movie you produced?
And the movie I produced is kind of this like psychological mindfuck where it's this movie about this girl who is type A and she's got a big presentation the next day. And she makes this like minor little mistake as she's presenting to everybody, and she says like tidies instead of titles, and it's like no big deal. Everyone's just like, aha, no big deal. And then her boss is like, hey, can you present to the client tomorrow? And she's never done it before, so she pulls an all-nighter and she starts just spinning, and it's like what happens when fear becomes an actual like demon, and you don't know if it's like, and it like paralyzes you. So to me it's like one of those things where what happens when you're so scared shitless that you end up doing nothing, and what happens when you're like sleep deprived. And so in the movie you don't know if she's
Seeing things
Seeing
or if it's actually
things.
happening.
exactly. So we
So-
have like a couple scenes where she's dozing off.
You're not playing the lead though.
I am playing the lead.
Oh, good. Okay,
You
good.
Yeah.
produced it and you're starring
I produced it, and I'm starring in it, and it's all female filmmakers, which I'm really excited. I always love to like support girls
Well, we
behind
got to
the
get
camera.
Karen behind this.
Yeah.
How did you
Caramel
guys
champion.
fund it? Was there like a Kickstarter thing for it?
They
or-
funded it. They brought this project to me, and they're like, we basically wrote a rough draft with you in mind. We'd love for you to come on board as a producer, rewrite any notes that you have,
Great.
and so I did, and it was
So
just
they
really
were
fun.
fans of yours, or they?
Yeah, I'd
knew
worked
you?
with them before on like another short film, and it was just really fun. So now it's good. I'm up for a couple of movies. I don't want to jinx,
No,
and then
don't-
just
yeah,
waiting, to see what happens with
I am not.
Rush Hour.
I'm not worried about this one.
Yeah.
Roxy.
I just can't imagine you walking into a room and somebody being like, no. Like,
Yeah.
the perfect energy. And, by the way, she said she's unsuccessful 70% of the time. Being successful 30% of the time in this industry is the most I've ever heard from anybody ever. Success 30% of the time is a crazy rate. So I'm not surprised.
Aw,
That's
I'm
a
not
lot.
worried.
well,
I think-
thank you.
I think you need a little more time with Karen too. I think Maria would be good for you.
I
yeah.
love her.
Yeah.
Like I literally, I'm singing. So George,
We're
hopefully
supposed to go. So
you're supposed to
I
go.
think we're
Yeah,
supposed
Friday.
To go, right?
So we're getting like what are these dugout seats? And so they're like, and I'm like, what do you mean dugout seats? You mean? So I would love I mean,
no,
I
no,
know you guys
we're
are super
we're supposed
busy.
to go. No, I think the only thing may wreck Maria from being there is she might have to she has to do the White House dinner.
Oh,
E.
right.
So, but you can get fuck balls. That's what I'm known as in this house, unfortunately.
But
I
no,
know-
it's not what he's known as. It's what he calls himself.
No.
He's an
Yeah,
amazing.
exactly.
He is not fuckballs.
Yeah, fuck balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Aw,
tell us.
see, that was sweet.
She's amazing.
And a millennial.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
I
but,
kind of
no,
really
no.
care about
but
him.
these
See?
guys were raised by me, though.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
had her since she was 18.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and,
Yeah.
and not a
That's true.
mistress, which people think. No, everyone
No.
thinks it's the affair, and this is Allison, and I'm that other guy. Like, no,
Oh,
that's
I
not
can't.
what it
I
is.
can't when he
Not how it
talks
is.
about it.
I'm just saying. But George Lopez is flying, right? Isn't he flying over the game? Or tell us about that.
Yeah, I think he's flying. Like as if it's not. I don't have enough pressure singing the national anthem. And that's the other thing too. Like I didn't even realize all the baseball players are going to be putting their caps over their heart and like listening. That scares the shit out of me because they're probably like they're so hot, and they're just going to be like listening to me dying a slow death, but I'm going to do it. And then I said to my friend, I go, what if I pass out? And they're like, even better.
Even better.
It'll go
now. Great,
viral,
great, yes.
and people will be like, what happened here?
Yeah.
You walk up to the microphone, you start singing and then you just pass out.
You're not
What-
going to do what Roseanne did. You're not.
No,
so
I'm going to give it my best.
Your worst case scenario is actually a great case scenario. You
Yeah.
know, like people are rooting for you there, and you're
Yeah.
not going to go out and make a mockery of it. So, say you do pass out, or you crack on a note, or whatever it is. I guarantee you, everybody's going to be on their feet.
Also,
cheering.
heavy Latino crowd too. I'm thinking
Yeah.
we're gonna root on the señorita.
Yeah.
So you think the important thing is just people. See, you guys are helping me out. Thank you. You think the important thing is just to know that it's like a tribute to our country, and I'm just doing it kind of for all of us on that day
I also
in that moment. Like we're
I-
all a team.
I had to be cynical. I think it's really about working with a coach that's going to listen to me. That's going to give you a conservative interpretation of that song.
Mm-hmm.
So do not try to knock it out of the park. Do not try to improvise. Right?
Oh no, I'm not
You
gonna
don't-
do pyrotechnics, Whitney
Not
Houston
well,
stuff.
well,
Like-
or even what Jamie Foxx did for that big boxing match. You know, he got a little bit. You just see artists do that, and no, you want to just hit a single. Just to use the baseball thing. You just want to just get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be off. You're not gonna mock it like Roseanne,
No.
but yeah, it's just nice. So if you have a really
Straight
good
down the middle.
teacher, exactly,
Yeah.
they're gonna have you sing it. So Lauren LaGrasso.
Yes.
See, Lauren is a singer-songwriter. Lauren,
Incredible.
Lauren, Amy would be honored if you would come in and sing the national anthem for her and sit next to her. I think she'd love that. And then maybe
Oh
we can
my
all sing it
goodness.
together.
She's like, oh jeez.
Maybe-
Yeah, that'd
no,
be
not
fun.
Amy.
Can
You
do
don't
it
have
together.
to. Lauren will do it. Lauren,
All right, I'm gonna come in and sing next to her.
yeah.
Yeah, come in.
Because she's
Oh,
all
that's-
girl power. By the way, Lauren, so Lauren really is, I pick on her a lot, but I want her to make it. And she's an amazing singer-songwriter.
Oh, how cool.
More folksy. Okay. And
Yeah.
by the way, she didn't know I was going to do this either, so that's why
No warm up.
she's down. She's down.
This is live.
Down
people.
for the cause.
And I
See,
think
here, do you want to wear this? Here, why don't you?
I
wear
think
mine?
that one's
Don't
live,
you love
babe.
a celebrity who gives away their mic? Hey, do you want my
No,
mic?
that's why this Aimee
I
Garcia
don't know
chick's
any
all
other
right.
celebrities who guest on
Yeah,
shows. Do you
no.
want my mic?
Oh, of course. I know. You're so awesome.
Okay, so Jared, do you have a karaoke version?
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
get it.
but maybe I should do my own key.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting low as
Yeah, what
shit.
note are you starting on?
On A. Oh.
Oh.
Is that too low?
By the way, Amy,
Oh.
she's good.
We should do it together.
Nikki, all right? I think we're gonna be all
A
right.
preview.
Yeah, come on.
Oh. That might
Or
be a
whatever's
little-
best for you.
Oh, say.
Wait a second. Can we do the duet though? Would you
Oh,
screw
God.
her up?
Would I screw you up?
Oh my God.
I don't
no.
know.
I think we should leave it up to the professional. I'm gonna be here.
You're the professional.
No, but
though.
you're even the way you let it. But I don't want to
no.
jinx you.
No, I want you.
Okay,
this is
okay.
all about you. Let's.
All right, I'll try it to this. I don't know what key it will be in, but we'll see what happens.
That
I'm
is
open.
true in
No
life.
fear.
No
fear.
No fear.
I have a song about that. You should hear it. Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. A little too high.
All right. Yeah, it's a little high. Okay. All right, but we get the idea.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
was amazing.
Right?
Thanks, love.
And by
yeah,
the way,
do it somewhere in between the A and that version.
Pantene Katie and myself had the hands over the heart. Nice job, Pantene
I know.
Katie.
I was a little shithead, but then I saw it and then I did it because you
Nice.
did it.
Oh, I
but,
didn't do
yeah,
it.
by
Are
the
you
way-
supposed to do it while you sing
Well,
it?
that's what okay, so I have to be totally honest with
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
I have not, because I'm mortally terrified. I have not YouTubed anyone do it because I don't want.
Bring up
to
Dr.
get him-
Drew because he just did it
Are you gonna close
at
your
the
eyes?
Dodgers game.
Really?
If I need to close my eyes to avoid fainting,
What? Let's check
possibly.
out you guys.
I
Let's
just
check
want to
Dr. Drew.
you know what I really want to do is I just want to not black out, and I want to enjoy it, and I want to take everything in and be grateful.
Look at Dr. Drew.
He's good.
Oh my God, he's so good.
Who knew? Doctor.
Okay, so no hand over the heart.
He didn't have
No,
it.
no, he
No,
didn't.
no, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay,
But
so
by the
hand
way,
on the mic.
okay, but I
Hand
will
on the
say
mic,
this.
yeah.
I will say this. If you do the hand over heart, you're gonna get more love.
It might be like
There'll
a,
be more.
maybe I
there'll
can
be,
start it
There'll
there.
be more.
Push
No,
the boob up with
no,
the hand
no,
over the heart.
there'll be more. I mean it. They'll be more forgiving of you because then they'll get behind you and they'll know you're trying and that you.
You know what? Here's the honest thing is, oh my God, he sounds really good. He's like an opera singer.
Yeah. I'm impressed.
So now Keven has showed you the worst of all time and the best
I
ever.
wouldn't say he's the best, but
Oh my God, he's amazing.
good
Kev.
job.
Very
He's like
impressive.
an opera singer.
Keven, could you do it?
No, you know what you do if you're a guy like me? You mimic someone else. So what he did is the opera version is actually a conservative version.
Can you mimic him? You think you could?
Or so gallantly streaming.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you do that,
yeah,
you can hide by. That's what I'm saying. Like that was a smart play for him. But he's good.
Oh my God, he's really good. Shit.
It's truly
Dr.
operatic.
Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's even got the intonation.
By the way, how great is our anthem? Love our country.
It's so
I'm sorry the millennials hate it.
No, but you know what I have to keep in mind, like it's just a tribute of gratitude. And I feel like I'm not on The Voice. I'm not competing to win. I'm not competing for money.
You got the job.
I got the job.
Yeah.
It's just like I just want to say thank you. I feel so lucky as a girl and as like a Latina
American,
and
yeah.
as an American. Like we're so lucky that we're not in places like in Israel, you know, you go to the club and you like might get bombed on the way there. I mean like shit. You know what I mean? Like we're in a really safe, cool country. Like even in London, it's so funny. I tell my friend, I'm like, what's the biggest difference between London and America? And they're like, well, you know, in London, if you say you want to write a book, right? For example, people in London will be like, oh, I don't know. That sounds really difficult. I mean, it seems really, really difficult to get to that level. Write a book. Oh, that's really a big mountain to climb. And like, that was a terrible accent.
No, it was
Puerto
pretty
Rican.
good,
And like,
actually.
and I feel like in America, he said that they'll ask if you say you want to write a book. They're like, you could do it. Go
Yeah,
for
let's
it.
do it.
You could.
Yep.
So I feel like the American
And so
way
that's
is you could do
right.
it.
So that's England, which is
Yeah.
close to our culture. So in Greece, which because Maria's Greek and we're very close to the country, they'll tell me stories that there's basically almost like a caste system.
Yeah.
Like if you're wealthy, you're wealthy, but you don't date a bartender
No.
or waitress. You don't, and they're fascinated by the fact that anyone in our country, no matter what neighborhood we
Yeah.
come out of, has a shot.
Like in Mexico, I
don't have
probably
that.
couldn't be an actor. I mean, I love my country. I love, but, and this is my country, but my mom, my mother,
of course.
like I couldn't be an actor if my mom wasn't an actor. So like little things like that. So I feel like in the end, all I'm doing out there is I just want to say thank you
I love it.
and make it a tribute to this country that we all get to be here.
Gene,
You guys are dressed in like cool Star Trek outfits, and we
girl's
don't have to
amazing.
risk like. I know I sound so cheeseball,
No, you're
but
not.
that's what
We're
I
all
want.
in.
I just want to like remind people how fucking lucky we are. I don't want people to be like, man, that girl's vibrato, boom, nailed it, key number C, like that note. I want them to be like, we are really lucky.
Gene Simmons
know?
is the one who said if you go to a sports game and see who's got their hand over the heart, and he's like, it's immigrants and first generation. And you know what I mean?
I
It's
thought
sad.
everyone did at baseball games. They don't?
well, I'm saying no. Look
Oh.
around.
Yeah.
People are drinking beers.
Oh,
And
like
I
getting
know,
their
you know what I
tickets
mean?
and
Like,
stuff.
if you're there, take your hat off, put your hand. It's okay. Put your hand off your heart. It's okay.
Or
Believe
even
me,
like
we're not
soldiers,
perfect country.
like overseas. Like there's people right now putting their lives
Yep.
on the line for us so that we can. Like in Mexico, you can't talk shit on the government.
no.
Sometimes like
No.
you can't write. So it's like so that's why I just want to like.
No,
that's why I'm
you're
not
all right.
that nervous because it's like it's not about me.
No.
If I make it about me, I'll be super nervous, and I'm a little bit nervous
way,
about like.
Not a millennial thing.
It's not about me. Never came out of a millennial's mouth.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like, Amy,
But-
we're rooting for you here.
Aw,
We are.
Thank you.
And I think we need to see you again. And I think I need to prescribe you some more time with Karen.
Yeah.
Maria.
I mean, if she'll have me.
Yeah.
You look at all my
She needs it.
Instagram, I'm like girl crush, girl crush, girl crush. I have to tone it back a bit. I think I have to play a little harder to get
I think
in
she
this
likes
friendship.
No,
I give it all
Maria's-
up. I
no,
give it
Maria's
all
not
up.
like
I
that.
show her all my cards.
No. Maria's
I-
not like that.
Really?
No, and she's.
You know how I don't want to like.
You
like
don't want
I-
to come on too strong.
I don't
want
want to come on too strong. I
No,
think the girl
you're
is
good.
awesome.
No, you're good.
You want to be a
You
4
know,
or under?
I want to.
Crazy.
Yeah, I want to. I don't want to be
Under
over
two.
a 4
Oh, under
crazy
two?
All right, so
for her
Amy,
friendship.
That's tough.
Thursday,
Yeah.
Thursday we've got Rush Hour.
Thursday we have Rush Hour, 10
Your
o'clock,
big scene,
CBS.
you're going to be grabbing balls.
I'm going to be grabbing some nuts.
So excited to see.
Yeah.
Degenerate that I am.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
you didn't ask for like a little sample, like an air
I would-
grab.
By
I
the
would-
way,
that's
the
disrespectful.
scene you're going to see on Thursday, that's one take because your hair gets all wet. So I don't know if people know, like, once your hair, we had 15 minutes to shoot that scene. And they're like, no pressure, but we have one take. Now fall back into the stuntman's arms and just trust. And so sometimes you have to fall into a beautiful man's arms and trust.
That's got to be more scary than the national anthem. So
Friday night,
That's
we're
true,
singing
that's
the
true.
national anthem at the Dodgers game.
Yep. Yep.
And then we have movies coming out this summer. We got a lot going on. You're going to come back to us, right?
I would love to.
Yeah, and you'll be in, I think we got to put you in uniform.
My dad would be so excited. I would be.
Yeah.
I would also be very excited.
I would
And
love
a
that.
bunch
You know,
of
Star
teenage
Trek's the
boys.
reason I feel like we have cell phones and like.
Sure.
I mean, I'm
everything.
just saying, who had the iPad first?
Right?
You know.
Right? 100%.
I'm just
Is it
saying.
at Aimee Garcia?
At Aimee Garcia,
and then on Instagram.
and then on Instagram it's Aimee Garcia for reals.
that's the
Number
number
4 with a Z, AIMEE. Trying
Well,
to keep it classy.
You kids. This was amazing. You were everything I thought you'd be.
Aw,
And
thank you.
you got me in your corner, too.
Well, you guys
I'm
helped
in.
me out, so thank you. I feel much calmer. So
But-
thank you.
Oh, I'm not worried at all about this.
No. Oh my
No,
God.
Not at all. It's at Roxy Stryer. It's at Lauren Lagrasso. It's at Gilkerson Radio. Thursday, we don't have a guest, Nikki, so I'm going to talk to you about that. Let's get one of your clients in here. I forget who fell out. Somebody.
Chuck.
President of FX, friend of mine. But he'll be back the week after.
Right.
Okay, you guys. Listen, we'll be back Thursday. We will be drinking.
Yeah.
But until then, please do your best to make it a better tomorrow.
While striking all the match, yeah, ghost on you, ghost on you.
Thanks for tuning in to The Tomorrow Show with Keven Undergaro. For guest bookings, questions, or comments, you can email us at info@thetomorrowshow.com. Be sure to follow us on social media and tell a friend about the show. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, your voice of tomorrow, wishing you a better one.